If you're going to have a guy who is intimidated by your financial independence, drop him.
That is not your man.
Drop him. A man respects a woman who is independent to some extent. The wrongest person to marry is the man you're in love with.
Tables are being shaken right now, really? Hi my elegant family, welcome again to another episode on the Winning School of Elegance channel. Today's topic is a very interesting one. Some time ago on the channel, I think about 2 weeks ago, I started a series where the title was actually some things I wanted women to know before it was too late. And in that video, I told you that it was going to be a two-part series where the first part was about things I wanted women to know from a woman's perspective. And the second part would be things I wanted women to know before it was too late from a man's perspective. Now, guess what, people? I have a man in the house. I have a man in the house. This is the first time a man would actually come on the couch to sit with me. And I thought it best to actually bring in a male figure to discuss this topic. I know that there are some things that the men folks would like us ladies to know, especially when it comes to things that we should actually know before it is too late. And that's why I thought it best to bring in a male figure to sit with me on the couch to discuss this topic. Now, this guest is not just any type of guest. He is someone that is, in my opinion, is the definition of a high value man. Someone I respect so much. Someone who I actually consider a father figure in my life. Someone who, one of the very few men who can actually tell me, girl, don't do that. One of the people that I hold myself accountable to. I care about what they think about. So you can imagine all this wisdom that I come to share with you people on this channel. Some of this wisdom was shared with me by this man. So I respect his opinion, and I thought it best for him to come share some wisdom with the ladies of the Winning School of Elegance community. Without further ado, guys, let me introduce my very special guest to the house. His name is PTI. Should I tell them the full meaning of your name? I should keep it for us.
Well, I'm cool with PTI.
PTI. So that's his name for this. Just refer to him as PTI. And PTI is the chairman of LN24/7, a terrestrial TV station in Nigeria that airs in Nigeria, Lagos, Abuja, Port Harcourt, and Enugu. So anyways, welcome to the couch.
Thank you very much. I'm glad to be here.
Thank you for being here.
That's quite an honor for me.
And I actually like the fact that you're putting on the color blue and I'm putting on the color pink. So he's representing the male folks and I'm representing the women folks. And I'm so excited to have you here. Talk to the ladies. I'm a lady who likes to give, and I don't like to keep things for myself, especially things that are very valuable. And you ladies on this channel are very valuable to me, and it is my pleasure to see us all level up. So I couldn't have kept this wisdom, this treasure of wisdom to myself. I had to bring him on the set so that he could share some of his wisdom with us. So take your pens, take your notes. Class is about to be in session. All right, so the topic of today is just pretty much things women should know before it is too late. So I want you to see us, me and the ladies who are watching, as your daughters, in quotes. When you're talking to your daughters about these things, what are the things you would tell your daughters that they must know before it is too late? First of all, how many things do you want to share? Let's start from this so that we know.
I think we'll just share them, and as they come along,
okay,
we'll just be ticking them off as
one after the other. Yes. Okay. So what's the very first thing you would like to share? Thank
you very much. So I'll start with university. Someone who's like school, university, and all that. And the first thing I try to tell my daughter, or my daughter, I'll say to my daughters is, one, don't get married to the man whom you date in university. Okay. So if you start, I think that first of all, there's an age when somebody is mature to choose who they want to. And so one of the worst things to do is choose somebody right from when you were, say, in university or when you were in school or whatever. Because at that point, the dynamics of relationship is totally different. Yes. You know, if you look at the situation around universities, around school and everything, it's not that easy. But it's not easy. It's difficult to actually tell people's response to certain things like finances, certain things like external stimuli. Now, the university or school is a controlled environment. Primary concern is just to pass, to make it. And so you find that within that whole world, there are just two primary things people do: go to school, come back, and everything else is in between.
Centered around
whether you're sleeping, you're doing entertainment or whatever. And then, largely, in university or in that school environment, you don't fund yourself. Funding is either by a family member or something else, but you rarely have people. Now it's not exceptional. There are people who actually fund themselves through school, but those are more of people in the exception than in the larger part of it. Most people get funded by someone, and so you find that the way people spend other people's money isn't the same way they will spend their own money. So within the environment of a university or a school, one of the things we find is that whoever is there, the man or the woman, is using other people's money. And the way you use other people's money and the way you're accountable to other people's money is not the same way as you're accountable when you having to spend your money. So your evaluation of people at that stage in life is kind of a bit different. Now, also, if you understand the dynamics of human interrelationship and human relationships, talk about the 3 stages, which are basically the stages of dependence, independence, and interdependence. You find that at the point of university time, most people are at the most stage of dependency. They haven't started earning income. And when you start having earning income, your perspective starts to change.
Of life changes.
Now, when you start earning income also, the environment which you mix also starts to change. And so you now find that those kind of dynamics kind of change your perspective of who the person is. So by the time you lock yourself into early at the point of university, you find that as you grow older, or as you now marry this person and all, at a point, I see this happen a lot in my counseling sessions and all, where the woman says, "Oh, I feel locked in." The man says that this person marries on the person again, because the perspective and the whole dynamics all change. So number one, I always tell them, I say, first thing is don't marry the person who had a relationship with when you're in university.
Okay, so if I'm hearing you correctly, the reason why you advise that we shouldn't do that is because the people in the university have a different way of thinking. Like, their perspective of life is different and it's still quite myopic.
The environment is unreal.
Yes. So they've not faced real life yet. So they don't understand real life problems and real life issues.
So you find that you're making immature choices.
Yes, at the time.
That you would end up largely regretting in the future.
Okay, but in cases where you're done with school, you both are still maybe together or dating, then you're done with school, then you come out and experience life, and you experience life for a while, for maybe another 2, 3, 4 years. What would you advise in that case?
So now that's the next thing. Next thing I'll say is part 2. The core of life for women and men is based around marriage and relationships. And so that's what I'm dealing from, because a lot of the mistakes people make around those areas, either they're getting to something too early or they're getting something at a different point. So another thing here is, before a woman should choose a partner, she must get to a point of financial independence. You must get to a point of financial independence. I always tell people that, one, you must achieve independence, but the woman must achieve financial independence. Financial independence gives you a large amount of self-affirmation. You are able to, at this point that you're going to something, and going to that thing with the understanding of where you're going to. You don't find yourself entering into relationship disadvantaged. Like Nigerians would say, you're entering with clear eye. So I always say to them, you must achieve financial independence. And not just achieve financial independence, you should at least have achieved some amount of work and life goals. There's something about a work environment. As you start to grow in work environment, you will find yourself having different kind of interactions.
Yes.
There's this story told about this king's son who went to choose a wife. And every time he went out on the market day, he saw a different kind of woman. And so the same thing too, you're going to find that as you earn money, as you become more independent, you find that your choices start to change. As you interact with different kind of people, which is what promotion does for you. Promotion brings you into all kinds of different mixes of people. You find that your intellect, your challenge where your intellect is, your challenge where your life goals are, start to be, kind of expanded. And so at that point, you can now make the right choices in terms of a life partner. This guy, does he have my long-term life vision? Because one thing we men need to understand is that somehow, whether you like it or not, the man is the head of the home. And so by the time you now join yourself to a man, you find yourself living your vision through the man.
Yes.
The considerations you're going to make, women make more considerations than men make considerations, because in a job, in life generally, it's women that chooses to stay at home, look after the kids. Why wouldn't the man stay at home and look after the kids? But somehow there's a way society seems to favor it to look as if, it's the woman's job to stay back at home. I say environment, so you have, we don't call them such, but we have what we call house husbands. The way you have a housewife, you have house husband. There are men who choose to stay home and look after the kids and certain kind of things. And you find that it is slightly frowned upon.
Yes.
I mean, that we are at the point of maturity where we are in society now. But technically, like I say, you should have had some amount of mix. If you look at, I was talking about Maslow law, if you look at Maslow's hierarchy of needs, the first initial needs of man start with food, shelter, and clothing. And all those things make you dependent on someone. Then the next stage, you start talking about the stage of affirmation, where someone now wants to look at self-actualization, and then you now talk about being who you want to be, showing off yourself and all that. So next thing I say to them is, it is important at what stage of life you marry. At what stage you decide to settle down. You should have achieved, first of all, financial independence. And secondly, you must have had some amount of what we call life goals that you have achieved before you get into marriage.
Yes. I'm actually super duper excited that you are saying these things that you're saying, because I mean, part of what you're saying is what I hammer on this channel. I'm all about empowering women and letting women know that it's important for you to gain some level of independence. And I'm glad that you're actually pointing on financial independence. Yes. So it's important that we ladies achieve a certain level of financial independence before we choose to join ourselves with a man. That's what PTI is pretty much saying.
Yes.
Okay, so that's 2 points now that we should note.
Yes. There's a 2.1.
Okay.
The 2.1, the 2 is this. The wrongest person to marry is the man you're in love with.
Tables are being shaken right now, really?
Yeah. Don't. So one of the worst things can do.
Okay, that's the first time I'm hearing this one.
Whether for a man or a woman, do you understand?
Yeah.
The worst person, don't marry somebody who gives you the tremors.
Who gives you butterflies in your belly?
You see, we hear these stories about how you say, so maybe we're going to make it a full 3. So it's make it 2.1.
Yes, 3.
Yeah, because...
So the third point is, don't marry someone who you are in love with.
Yes.
Why?
First of all, love is a choice.
Yes.
Everybody says, if I don't marry Dele, I'll die. Dele has served you breakfast, many Dele have served you breakfast, or whatever, or the chomas, or the whatever have served you breakfast. And then you find out you still move.
You moved on with your life.
Because love, in essence of what you see, isn't real. Love is a concept, actually designed by man to enslave people. Well, let's leave that according to this. And so, love is a concept, right?
Yes.
There's love underlying what you call, when you talk about, you talk about eros, you talk about filial.
That's a different kinds of love.
Yes, they talk about agape.
Agape love.
Yeah, different kind of loves, right? Now, eros is erotic, filial is like familiar, and they talk about agape, which is love that is based on just love. Which we call God kind of love, which is so. I don't know how deep you want us to go into this.
Let's go deep.
But because this is the thing, when you hear that level of love, people come into marriage and they say, oh, marriage is 50-50. Marriage is not 50-50. Marriage can be 100, only one partner carrying it. You get what I'm saying? So when you say, oh, give me 50-50, already the business is wrong.
Yes.
So when you now, and you must recognize something. Love is a choice.
Yes.
I choose to love.
Yes.
I choose who I want to transfer my emotions onto.
Of love to.
Love is not emotional. So the first thing is, don't marry somebody who you're in love with. The reason for that is because once you're in love with someone, that could love, you get blinded to who the person is. It's difficult at that point to make right choices, to see through who the person is, and to make wise decisions. After you marry the person, love can come in. But at the point before you marry, any guy that gives you tremors and shakes all over the place, please run. Can you find extra legs and run? Because
you're not thinking with your brain at that point.
So that's why I come into, now I don't know whether this is now a 3.1 under 3, is that relationships should be transactional.
Okay.
When you want to go into a marriage, when you go to anything, do you understand? It must be transactional. Now, when I talk about transactional, people think that transactional is from the point of view of finances.
Money, yeah.
Transactional should be on the base of value. That value is, now I'm coming to this. What am I bringing
to the table?
What's that person bringing? Because when everything is down, what remains is value. And you see, value is not a destination. Value is a journey.
It's continuous.
Yes, because I'm basing some of the other things like For and Co on this one, because the thing is that as long as a relationship there's value seen on both sides, that relationship will survive.
Will thrive.
Because at the end of everything, I'm upset with you, you're upset with me, that whatever. It now comes to the base tracks of what value am I getting from this? And is that value enough for me to surmount whatever comes my way? Because you see, people talk about, oh, there's a deal breaker in my relationship. And I say, you can't walk into, what's the deal breaker? When you come in, and you come in from that base of, look, this is what I'm breaking. What I mean, because see, if you are going to release yourself to a man, that man should be such that he will help you to be everything that God has wanted you to be. Working with you, bringing out the best from you, and you as well, bring out the best from that person. And so we now see is this I love thingy, that we hear someone say, oh, the man I married is no longer the man I was in love with is not the man I married, or the woman suddenly a monster has appeared. People never change. Do you understand? People are constant. Change after like 15 or so of age, people are the same. But the thing is this: people come into relationships with hammer and chisel. So they want to shape,
try to change the dynamic of
things. You can't change that guy.
True.
This is who he is. You know what I'm saying? This is who he is. But because this love thing is all over the place, you keep on making excuses. Now, here we're talking about it's a female thing, right?
Yes.
Good. When I talk about, like on my show, when I talk about the men, I tell the men what to look for women. Before someone comes, I don't mind, come after me. But this is the thing. Because you have this construct, because love is a construct, and I can prove to you why it's not real is because, I can tell that if they've sent you breakfast several times, I know how it was, and the people who I'm talking to here, they've been sent breakfast, where for those who are not in Nigeria, you've been heartbroken. You get, so serving breakfast means somebody walked up, somebody broke your heart.
Broke your heart at some point.
And when the heart was broken, it seemed as if that was the end of the world. But man, you moved on. Second person broke your heart. Third person broke your heart.
And you kept moving on, and true.
So if love was really real, why didn't you die?
Why didn't you? Yeah.
Why did you just wake up and exhume?
I agree with that.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Because love is a construct. It's an idea based on certain things that are developed over time. So you must understand that you walk into these relationships, and you must understand that it's transactional. What am I getting out of it? It's not the feelings. You get. By the time the feelings are dropped, in 5 years, 10 years, am I a better woman than I was at this point? If you can't see that future beyond this one, hey, run away. So, like I said, the person who you love isn't the person you should marry. On that thing, that's 3.1, or if you want to call it for whatever you want to call it, is the fact that you must understand that that relationship must be transactional, value based. What am I bringing?
Value add, value receive.
Exactly.
Oh.
Value add, value receive, value. So it's a two-way street.
Yes. Yes.
Now, we can go to the fourth one.
Interesting. Okay, some of the things you just said now, they are, I won't even lie, they are new to me, especially with the part of don't marry the man that you love. And it makes sense how you explain it and broke it down. It totally makes sense, because as much as I'm somebody I'm a lover girl, and even though I don't make my choices based on how I feel, but I still know that like having this love for someone actually also helps me make a particular type of choice. But you explaining the way you explained it now, you said love is not real. It's just feelings that we feel.
Is a construct.
Okay.
Yeah, love is a construct.
And the thing that the things that we feel is not called love. It's just feelings, and those feelings can either be suppressed or developed.
Let me ask you a question.
Okay.
I'm sure you've seen guys who like I go die love. I mean, you've seen people before who, I mean, if they stood by, you think that they are going to burn up.
Yes.
Because of their love.
Yeah.
Then you see them fight.
They broke up. Yeah.
They didn't just break up. The breakup was nasty.
It was nasty, yeah.
So if it was love, at what point did it disappear?
No, but you know, there's always this argument that people say love is never enough in marriage and stuff. I think that's also where you are coming from as well. But I also believe that people actually have a wrong mindset about what love, the concept of love really is. People think that love is just this feeling of whatever it is that they feel, the butterfly feeling. But you mentioned different types of love, and in that love you mentioned agape love, which is like one of the highest forms of love, like a neutral love you have for everyone. If everyone enters marriage understanding the real meaning of love according to the scriptures, scriptures define it for you clearly in, I think it's 1 Corinthians 13, where it was broken down about being patient. Like if you really dissect and study it, and everybody enters marriage with that mindset of love, not with the love that, oh, I can't do without this guy, he makes my heart tick and all. If they enter marriage with that type of love, don't you think that it can actually sustain the marriage?
So the thing is about whether type is this, the basis of love is that love is a choice.
Love is a choice.
If you look at the biggest script, if you look at the biggest description of love, this was a choice. Say, for God so loved the world that he gave.
He chose.
He chose. Do you understand? Now he chose. Christ, the biggest sacrifice we ever know is Christ. And Christ chose. You get? It wasn't elected. It wasn't a feeling. So this is the thing. When people understand, we're not talking about, maybe one day we'll talk about this deeper because we're talking about 5 things.
Yes.
But in the essence of it, love is a choice.
It's a choice.
And love is the most powerful weapon on earth. Because, you see, despite everything, I choose to love.
I choose to love you.
So, if I'm going to go into a relationship, into a marriage, and I choose to stay. I choose to love in spite. I choose not to have anything called a deal breaker. You get what I'm saying?
Yes.
I choose. So because beauty is going to fade. You're going to see the person, you're going to see your rap. It's not every time the person going to give you butterflies. Relationships, marriage, are built on something. At a point, those things will leave. Let's say, for example, someone said, okay, I'm married because of dependence. I needed money. A lot of people marry because of money.
Well, I wanted children.
No, a lot of people marry for money, for comfort, for security. Now they've married. Now they're secure.
Yeah, they have the
They don't have their own now. At that point, the purpose for the marriage is gone.
It has been very,
Someone wants to have children. And that's why you find that the person has to have children. And once they start having children, that's the end of the marriage, because all the focus is on the on marriage. So the person's assumption was that we came to this thing for a marriage, for children. So where there's no children in that marriage, do you understand? It's as if the woman doesn't have self-actualization, both on both sides. So the man's like, how can I be here? Am I barren? You get what I'm saying?
Yes.
So that's why I said it must be transactional. Transactional in the sense like, this thing you're going into, what is the purpose? Why are we in it at all? You get what I'm saying?
Yes.
And so in that evaluation of it, you will find you're going to evaluate it based on choices. So it's not, so after you finish though, after you've done the evaluation, now you've married. Oh yeah. choose for him to give you feelings.
Dose the love.
Start having the feelings.
Bring the love in.
Yes.
Yes.
You see, just bring it on.
Yes.
You get
And I've heard this statement that you don't have to marry the man you love, but you have to love the person you marry.
You don't exactly.
Yes.
So it's like this. You don't have to love him before you marry him.
Yes.
But once you married him,
you
must
love him.
You have to love him.
Thank you so much for
expanding
on that point. Okay. So point number 3, don't marry.
3.1.
Point number 3 and 3.1. Don't marry the person you love. Let your head be doing the work, and it has to be transactional.
Yes.
What are you gaining from the relationship, and what are you giving to the relationship? Interesting. Okay, so number 4.
Now, we come from the point of where you must understand that marriage is transactional, or your relationships must be transactional. You get? It's not just marriage. Your friends. Why do you have friends that don't upscale you? Why are you wasting time? Is that someone sits down in front of Netflix and then watches TV for like 7, 8 hours, 10 hours? End of the day, how have you been upscaled?
Yeah, true.
You get what I'm saying?
Yes.
You can't watch from Monday to you now sit down like watch 10 hours of Korean K-dramas in one. Nah, there's no upscaling.
Yes.
So whatever relationship with your books,
yes,
relationship with your TV, anything you want to do, it must be transactional. If you want to keep on changing, and that's where the next one is, where I say that as a woman, you must perpetually upskill.
Okay.
Upskill. Yes.
What does that mean?
Upskill means that you should at every point remain relevant. Read around you. Understand what is going on. Whatever skills you have, how relevant are those skills in today's world? Because if you don't upskill, you become vulnerable. And when you become vulnerable, trust me, at that point, your value has dropped.
Yes.
There's some things I will say, and sometimes you find people seem to want to come for me when I talk about how if a woman understands, that who is she to her man. If you look at what's the woman to the man, what's she to her man, a woman brings out the best from her man. A woman helps her man to be the best in the world. Women don't understand that that's part of, when you look at this thing, a woman's role, a woman is a nurturer. She builds the nest. The man is the warrior. He is a hunter. He comes and brings home, and then the wife now builds. That building, you get, includes building the husband, building the children, building the home, so many things around there, and then giving the man a reason to go out there and continuously hunt and be the best for both of us. So you must perpetually upskill. You must at every point reinvent yourself to be the best of who you are
at different phases of your life.
Yes, across several areas. You know what I'm saying? So you need to learn how to read. You need to learn how to acquire skills. You need to learn how to have some amount of intelligence. You need to learn how to read your environment. And at work or wherever you are, always upskill. I give an instance. I say some people before used to be typists, and they are very happy to be typists, and so they were secretaries to people. Today, no one needs typists, and so you're thrown out there as an individual, as a person, whether a man or woman. Never ever find yourself in a position where you don't have skills to offer. Life always changes. Life changes. Things just suddenly change. But you see, the person who is upskilled, who always upskills, ensures that as it changes, you're still relevant with what is going on. Because, if you talk about value, right? And I said, what do you bring on the table? As long as you bring value, you'll be relevant. The day your value drops, trust me, guys have to look outside. And then at that point, you've lost it. You get?
Yes.
Even so whether you are married, whether you're not married or whatever, you should always upskill so you can remain relevant. So I choose. I wrote it was a part book. We started working to a book. It was a series I wrote, which says, it is, so you want to marry, a guide to a woman looking for a man. And there are 10 points along those lines. And people are telling me how is it a man? Is it a woman that should be looking for a man? Or is it a man that's looking for a woman? I said, sit down there, David. In today's world, things have changed. If the patient dog doesn't get any bone. So the next one
Okay, so that's the 4th point.
Yes, that's the full 4 points.
Always upskill.
So whether you're married, whether you're not married, that upskill means that you must remain relevant.
Okay.
You must be relevant.
So relevant in every area, and then of course not just relevant in what makes your marriage work, relevant in your own personal life as a woman, as an individual.
Yes.
Stay ahead of the game, stay on top of the game, and just stay relevant. Okay, so that's the 4th point. So moving to the 5th point.
Never lose your financial independence.
Drops mic!
So, no matter whatever the guy says to you.
Thank you for this point.
Yes. Whatever the guy says to you, never lose your financial independence. See, don't ever become a housewife. You can be home. If you're going to be home, have a business.
Have something doing.
You know what I'm saying? See, you must learn to be a wealth creator. So I tell women something. You must have financial independence. You must have financial intelligence. Financial intelligence is learn about money. I mean, man, and one of the things I grew up with was that my mom always had money. When my dad would have spent all the money, from one corner somewhere, money will come out. Whether I see, I don't have money, but somehow. So in my marriage, for example, my late wife, one of the things will happen is that, there's no money in the house. She'll open one book. There's something in one corner. That's the fault of having bank accounts. Do you understand? Yes. There's always something somewhere. There's one money in one account. A guy will fall on 0, drop 0. But I'm not finding women who are like guys. They are broke. I'm like, how can you be broke? You get what I'm saying?
So never be broke.
Yes. I mean, at the point of broke, lift up the carpet.
And see something there for you.
Pull the bed. There's something somewhere. You can't have 2 people of you broke in the family. Yes. The guys, see, that's one thing you must understand, that the guy, looks upon you for. The guy gives you money for food. Take some of that money, save it, do something with it. See, the worst mistake any woman can do in her life is to lose financial independence. Let me tell you, I'm a man, and I come from an old school of thought. In my old school of thought, I'm trained, or the way I'm trained is, I do everything.
As the man.
Yes. I pay my phone, I buy the food, I pay the rent, I pay school fees. I pay my wife's driver, I take care of her car, I take care of everything. At a point itself, when I was married, I paid my wife a salary. And my wife was earning like 6-7 figures. But I still give her an allowance for that. That's just the way I was trained. And somehow God always helped me that I kept it. I didn't care. It was only once that I got to know how much my wife earned, and that was because she was complaining about how she did not increase her salary for some years. So she just showed me her pay. So I was like, wow,
you make this much money.
Yes. But then it's not my money. It's not my money. It's her money. And I'm like, I was happy for her to have her money. If you're going to have a guy who is intimidated by your financial independence, drop him.
That is not your man.
Drop him. You must never lose sight of being financial. Anything can happen. True. Forget this story about when we're in Nigeria. The man lost me, everything, nothing happened. See, something can happen. The man can fall ill.
Yes.
The man could lose his job. The man could have some financial challenges. The man could die.
Apart from that, there's this recent trend on TikTok where women in their 40s and 50s are coming out to say that one of the biggest mistakes that they made with their lives was getting into marriage and then forgetting their career, dropping their careers to become full-time housewives to take care of their children. And eventually, at some point, their husbands left them for younger girls, and then they had nothing to start up on. No business experience, no work experience, nothing. They had forgotten their certificate. Some of them didn't even finish school.
You notice all the things you said are all in the first 4 points I gave.
Yes.
So if you go and check those women, at what point they married?
Yes.
They're not upscaling.
Yes.
And then this one, they lost financial independence.
Yes.
See, a man respects a woman who is independent to some extent.
I'm so happy you're saying all of these things.
Forget about that for me. Another thing called male ego, whatever. A man respects a woman who takes care of her business, who handles herself well. The woman the side chick he goes for, or the man he leaves, why does he work there? We say it's empathy, okay, but the woman knows how to take care of him.
Sure.
Let's face some of that. But in this one, why don't you lose your independence? Why? For what reason? Man says, the man says, oh, don't work again, and you agree. Why?
Why?
Do you know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Now, beyond just having, so there's work. And when I say have financial intelligence, it's essential. There's passive income, which is income you get from investing. Understand how to invest money. Understand the place. Please, not MMM. Please, not every MMM scheme or Bet Niger or
not that
no. Or you wake up on time. But let me tell you something. In your basket of money, do you know what I'm saying? You can have a basket of money, and that basket of money and that money, like you have some loose money you can throw away and all that money you want to use to make your hair and go. That money you want to use to make and everything. You can try Bet Niger. It might work, it might not work. You might try MMM. My work might not work. You get what I'm saying? It's a calculated risk. You get what I'm saying? Good. But you must have financial independence. You must know about money management.
Understand how money moves.
Because technically, if you look at traditionally, the woman is the money manager in the house.
True. Agreed.
So growing up, we as men, we are deceived. It was later that you now find that it was a big deceit. The deceit says, oh, the man is the head of the house. Big lie. When you marry, you find that you're not the head of the house. You're just the provider,
the slave,
the income bringer,
the servant.
I'm telling you,
the servant that
because the real head of the house,
true,
is that woman.
I agree.
Let me tell you,
I agree with that.
All your gra, all the whatever, come to the house. The woman can make your life miserable.
True, agreed.
I mean, you find that somehow, okay, the man is the head of the house. He doesn't come back home on time because he has a wife that is shut up and everything. The man takes solace at work. The man has a drinking problem. Why? Because after work, instead of coming home, he's hanging out with
somewhere else.
If you're the head of the house, come home now
and take charge,
and then drive. Like you got to say, but there's something with you. Got what I'm saying?
True.
Who do the children kind of like go to when they need things? Even you yourself, you're paying bills. Anyway, this is not the one.
That's another thing.
But so a woman must understand that traditionally. The woman is the money manager. A lot of the growth in the house, certain decisions are decisions influenced by the woman. You get what I'm saying?
Yes, definitely.
So when a woman understands who she is and all that, you get, how do you help your husband multiply his money? And in multiplying that money, you yourself multiply. Before you get married, at the point of all this, start to be financially acute.
Okay.
Have financial intelligence. And then, like I said, it is a red flag. You must never, at any time in your marriage, do you understand?
Lose your independence.
Lose your financial independence.
Yes.
Because once you do, I mean, he who pays the papa, he takes the tune. Oga, I need to buy bra.
Every single little tiny thing you want to buy.
Oga, I want to buy this one.
Yeah.
Husband's job is to buy you the bra. Husband's job is to buy you the undies. Husband's job is to provide everything for you. That's the husband. That's why it's called a husband. That's his job. You want a bone straight hair. It's not bone straight. That's your husband's job. So seriously. But despite that's a husband's job, you yourself put yourself in a position where you can afford the things you want.
Actually, that's a power position, I must say. I'm so happy that you're saying these things that you're saying. And thankfully on the channel, I think a couple of weeks ago, we actually had a lady here talk about investment opportunities that women can delve into or dive into. Like you guys are clearly hearing from the horse's mouth the importance of getting financial education, getting financial intelligence, not just for me, I'm an advocate of it all-rounder, not just for when you are even in marriage, but for your personal life. Like, there is nothing sweeter than being able to afford the things that you want without having to depend on someone else to get it for you, in all honesty.
Like I said, we are number what?
6.
Okay. I can give you 7, 8, 9, 10, but this thing, this one is the consequence for everything. I remember I was at a ladies' meet, and I was telling them, I said, you didn't teach your daughters the role of consequence. And those consequences are very important. So that whole question of marriage, it so triggers into the girl's brain that the woman thinks that she's nothing without a man. Or until she's married, she's not complete. And so a girl is coming from university. What's your life goal? I want to marry. I want to have children. But then you see, in climbing up the ladder in corporate, for example, you find out that it takes time. So by the time a woman is married, you marry at 23, 25, 26, 27, 20, whatever. After you marry, next thing you want to have children. Once you have children, you're settling down. No company will start posting a pregnant woman to Maiduguri or post them to other things. And it's these postings, these things that give you the acceleration. So we now find a situation in Nigeria now where, for example, Nigeria, where a lot of women are making it largely through SMEs. The women are the path leaders in SMEs. But through the work, you find that the guys, except that when you come at the high level, chairman and everything, but it's a male-dominated boardroom because the women don't do the sacrifice to get there. People hate the idea of sacrifice. But the thing is this, girl, you cannot have children, cannot have husband, and still pursue a full career. So what do you want to do? How far do you want to go? From day one, you must determine that. And when you determine that, several things. I was telling somebody, like I had a friend of mine who said, oh, she froze her eggs because she knew that somewhere in the line, it would take her to about 30 something or whatever. Before. Yes, I'm like, consider all the options are available to you. What age is the optimal age to have a child? I mean, to marry. You get what I'm saying? So those are some things that I said women should understand that they are their biggest enemies. You're programming a girl from day one, and it's just normal. You hear the mother telling the child, "Oh, sit down. This is how women should sit. If you don't sit like that, you don't get a good husband. You must learn how to cook. If you don't know how to cook, you don't get a good husband." You get? So it's kind of drummed into the woman, the girl.
That's all she wants to be.
So why can't a girl be given a spanner? Why can't a girl be given a toy car? A girl wants to is playing with toy cars and say, this one will turn to something else. Who told you? So you now have, how many software engineers are we having as women? And these are the jobs that are paying. Mechanical engineers. These are jobs that are paying highest.
Yeah.
How many developers do you have as women? So you now find that as things are moving, I had something called pin coders, where we're trying to train girls into software coding. I found out we could not get them
because
they hit a certain age and they are more interested in other things that will help them marry well. You get what I'm saying?
This is so crazy.
So women are women's biggest enemies. So right from when a child is born, a child is empty. Is no software. That software comes from the coding of the parents.
Or the guardians or the people that.
So for example, now I was talking to somebody. They said that guys are bullies. So a guy comes home, puts his leg up on the table, and the wife is up and down the whole place. And like, who caused it?
Who trained them?
I said it was their mother that trained them as such. It wasn't the dad. The dads don't train the children, the boys. The boys receive home training from the mother. It is the mother that told them that boys don't sweep. It's the mother that will come back home and what they say is, Titi, go inside the kitchen, go and cook. Cook, you're a woman, you're supposed to cook. A boy's job is to be playing football, to be playing PlayStation, put his leg on top of the table and wait for Titi to bring the food.
So that's a foundational problem.
Yes, it's foundational, subliminal. You know, I dealt with a case. This guy and his wife were both working in financials, right? They will leave home 6 a.m. Now this guy is in his bed. Do you know I'm up around 4:35? She'll make their breakfast, she'll get the water ready, do everything, then wake up the guy. The guy wakes up, goes into the showers, and then he comes out to eat breakfast. After they eat the breakfast, they enter car, they drive to office. Then they drive back, and later, back from office, the man puts his leg on top of the table, and then waiting for food for him to come and serve. So the man brought a case that his wife was lazy. And I was now querying him, saying, that's what he saw his mother do. So your mama caused the problem. That's how he was trained. All his sisters, they do the same thing. So who is the person? The women now turn around and start blaming guys. It's a lie. You trained this guy. You didn't train the guy how to take care of women. You didn't train the guy how to be compassionate at home.
Yeah.
Then I turn around and you say, men has come. Men are something. So one of the things women need to know, if it's the number 6 thing, is the fact that women need to sit down and have a meeting among themselves and ask themselves.
But that's our mothers. I think women now.
No. I don't agree. No, this thing is being perpetuated.
No, but I think people are coming into a new mindset.
What's the first comment you made?
People are coming into
You're
new
pink
knowledge.
I'm blue.
No, but I mean.
But I agree with you.
I get that.
What is the problem? I'm just telling you.
I totally understand, but I think people are coming into a new.
No, I'm telling that in this modern age,
people are coming into a new mindset.
In this modern age, I'm saying 30-year-old women, and 60-some-year-old women making the same mistake.
Still doing the same thing.
It's like, let me tell you, this thing is as subliminal as who discovered River Niger. Please, who discovered River Niger?
It's not Lord Lugard. Mongo Park.
Mongo Park.
Sorry, guys. When it comes to history.
Mongo Park. Good. Discovered it. But you know one thing? When he got there were people there already.
So he wasn't the one.
And somebody led him and guided him to go and discover the place. How can someone discover your village for you? Who did you discover it for? Please, A is for what? No, that's what's A for.
I'm not going to fall into your trap.
But A is for what now?
A is a letter.
A is for what? A is for apple.
Yes.
Please, help me. Are apples indigenous to Africa? That apple you see?
No.
They're not African. These are subliminal things that are burnt into our subconscious. And so you now find that this subliminal information are things that women are passing across without consciously sitting down to think
things through.
And so this is the coding that women have been hardwired. Are you following me? And that hardwiring is going to take some amount of time. Now, it's not by being feminists. Feminism is something else totally that is just a wreck. It is about let us have the conversations we need to have, and then those conversations will shape us. Number 7 point. Before you settle with man, sit down and have that conversation.
What's the conversation?
I spoke it in like Yoruba man.
Yeah, what's the
conversation?
Conversation.
Sit down and have that conversation.
What conversation?
That conversation is conversation about where are we going to? What is your role? What is my role? What can I do? What's my future like in your hand? I mean, people don't understand that marriage is a 60-year contract. A 70-year marriage is actually a lifetime contract. Because in traditional sense, they say till death do us part. So you're actually having a contract that binds you until the rapture comes. You know what I'm saying? Good. It's a contract. And that contract is a ruin of many people's lives.
True. Yeah.
See, marriage can build you and marriage can
break you.
Man, my marriage was perfect. I loved my marriage. I loved my wife. And I saw people suffer. Some people are in marriages they should not be in. Some people are cannot wait to get out and all that. Have that conversation. That conversation covers all the grounds. But the most important thing is, who am I in this?
In this marriage.
Who am I? What's our role? What's the SOP? Marriage has not started.
What's SOP?
Standard operating procedure. See.
Like everything you're saying makes a lot of sense. It just boils down to you being intentional before you get into the marriage.
Got it. So because that's the thing, and that marriage starts on relationship.
Yes, of course, definitely.
That's why when I think it was point 2 or point 3 when I said your relationships must be transactional.
Yes.
And that's transactional is that Olga, please. It is my life. See, it's my life.
It's my whole life.
Because this is the thing. At 50, a man's options are just opening up. At 50, how much options does a man have? At 70, a man can wake up and be like Solomon. Please tell me. A woman at 70, how many ups does she have? A 70-year-old woman wakes up and says she wants to go and marry a 30-year-old man.
They do it these days.
I know, but if a 70-year-old man cries a 30-year-old girl, or cries like a 40-year-old girl, whatever, people are like, okay. They might find each other, but like, okay.
They found out it's now.
I hear you.
No, should we mention names?
But what I'm looking at here is this.
I get your point.
Yes. So a woman understands that there's a biological clock that is doing ticky.
Yes, every year.
You get what I'm saying? The biological clock is ticky. And so those conversations
needs to be had.
Before you even start, Olga, sit down. Let's discuss. What's my future with you? How do you intend to run this ship? Who am I in this? What are my rights? What are my whatever? How do you see? Then all the concerns, all different things, men have it. If somebody is hedging and if you start that conversation, run. Those are red flags.
Red flags.
When you see red flags, you get what I'm saying? Run! Because they're red flags. You know, the thing is, sweetie pie. I remember one guy, for example, who he was dating this girl. And one of the things he found so interesting about the girl was the way food would make sound. when it goes down her throat. Oh, it's so beautiful. So this is how guys it goes on. You know, like the food just goes on, and she likes the noise. That's so beautiful. Somewhere down the line, can you imagine?
She makes a lot of
that thing that was it, because suddenly the woman has become irritant to value. So I always say something. It's very important. Those tough questions, because when I say have the conversation, everybody has tough questions. They're not general questions. They are mine. I can give you, like I give some of them. So then I said these questions like, where am I in this thing? Where are you taking us to? Where are we in 10 years time? Where are we concerning finances? I want to be able to have my own finances. What's your take on it? I want to be able to build my life. If right now I have a first degree, I want to have a second degree or third degree or whatever, what's your take on it? Let me hear it.
Have the conversation.
You know what I'm saying? And let not be like, when we get to that bridge, we cross it.
Let's have it.
That bridge, build the bridge first. Yes. Let's build that bridge.
Yes.
Yeah. Build it. Build yours, Baja. Big Ufanti. Build that bridge before you get there.
Oh my goodness gracious Lord. Oh my God. That's, hey God, I beg. This is just, I was there. Let me collect my thoughts. So to summarize the points that PTI has just made, 7 points. I was writing them down. First one, he says, understand that the worst decision you can do is marry your childhood sweetheart, marry the person that you are in love with in your university stage, because they haven't seen life, right? So you people need to come up to a place where you've experienced life to a certain extent before you make the decision of marriage. Second point, it says, don't choose a marriage partner until you've acquired financial independence. That one is a no-brainer, very clear. And then, of course, have financial intelligence. The third point, he said, you must skill up as a woman, stay relevant and ensure that you are always ahead of your game or on top of the game at all times. Next one is, at no point in your marriage should you lose your financial independence. That's the fourth point. And then the fifth point is, you must understand that there are consequences. So no, what's the fifth one? The fifth one was about, I think I've missed them up. But I know that there was one that says you must understand that there are consequences to...
That's 6.
Yeah, that's number 6. And the seventh one is having relevant conversations.
Yes.
I probably missed out the fifth one, but this is just a whole lot. And there's so much more I want to pull out from PTI at this point, because so much wisdom is being poured out to us women, and I just hope that you people paid rapt attention. And if you didn't, just go back, replay, and just keep watching this video over and over again. I tell you, it can literally transform your life. These are things that I hear him tell me that also helped me shape my own life or my mindset to an extent. And then I can see that it's one of the most valuable lessons or information that anyone can actually ever have. So it's important that you watch this video over and over again to get the point, understand the points that he's making, and then understand that he's someone who has seen life and understands life from different perspectives. So it's important that we are heeding to his wise words and his wise advice. PTI, thank you so much for coming on the couch with me. I'm bringing you back because there's so many things I want to talk to you about, and I want you to pour out your wisdom. Like, your wisdom shouldn't be in your head and for your head alone. Everything you said was like 10/10 in my opinion, and I'm so glad that I brought you, or you're here on the couch to talk about things.
Thank you so much.
So thank you.
I'm grateful.
You people should please say thank you to PTI in the comment section down below. Pour out and then if you have any questions that you want me to ask him, I'm definitely going to bring him back. I'm planning an episode where I'm asking some very questions that girls find or are afraid to ask men. I'm compiling some questions like that for him to answer. And then if you have any questions that you want me to ask him, please also leave it in the comment section down below. That's all we have for you for today's episode. I know it's another long one, but I know that you know that it's a valuable episode as well. And like I said before, take the time, rewatch the episode, watch it over and over again. And then if you found it valuable, please do kindly to share with your friends, your families, especially the ones who are ladies, so that we can all continue to come up to this beautiful, valuable information and then continue to change our mindsets as women. Because like he said, women have been programmed in a certain way. We need to change that programming and reprogram things, okay? Alrighty, I'll see you all next time with another episode on the Women's School of Elegance channel. Until then, remember to stay very elegant. Take care.